Peggy 18.
A snake flicks its tongue as a leather boot steps past it up stone steps. A bearded, dark-haired man removes a hood. He is in a columned cavern.
Basim, Abnei.
A secret ceremony.
Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
A Ubisoft original. A hand runs along an ornate carpet. Beardless, the dark-haired man moves through a bustling bazaar. Vendors bargain. Tea is poured.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close?
I am.
A dark-haired woman stares. A merchant bumps a vendor. The dark-haired man snatches a coin purse from the vendor's waist, but guards pursue him. At the ceremony.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
The dark-haired man takes a heated blade. In ancient Baghdad, he flees the guards through a darkened tunnel. He pulls a market stall down behind him, tripping a guard. A guard swings a sword at the dark-haired man as he tries to climb a city wall, but falls to the ground. The guard backhands him as others surround him. 2 of the 3 guards drop to the ground with knives protruding from their backs. A hooded, dark-haired assassin swings down from the scaffolding, taking out the remaining guard.
Then, out of the dark, you will come into the light.
In a darkened tower, he appears bearded and wearing an assassin's hood as she helps him up. He blocks her blade as she swings at him. They block and duck one another's blows out onto scaffolding surrounding the unfinished tower. He pursues her to an edge. He smirks, then lunges. She twists behind him, then pushes him over the edge.
And from the light,
In the ceremony,
you will return to the dark.
she covers embers. He lowers the heated blade over his left hand. She gazes towards him. He grimaces. He clutches his hand.
Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold.
Standing on a tower, he overlooks sprawling Baghdad. Soldiers escort a nobleman past beggars.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Missing a ring finger, the dark-haired man reaches out.
Hide in plain sight.
He impales 3 soldiers with a hidden blade.
Never compromise the brotherhood.
The nobleman points as his soldiers charge at the dark-haired man, who throws a smoke bomb. The air fills with red smoke, then fades to reveal the dark-haired man as he kills 2 more men. Soldiers chase after him. He glances at a hawk flying overhead, then climbs onto a rooftop. A soldier collapses from poisonous gas. 2 remaining soldiers rush the nobleman down an alley to a courtyard. A soldier hurls flaming material from a fire at the assassin, who dodges it. The assassin uses the second soldier as a human shield before stabbing the first.
From this day forward,
The nobleman tries to flee.
you are a hidden one.
The dark-haired man drops down in front of the nobleman, who swings a knife wildly. The nobleman checks his waist as the assassin throws a golden mask to the ground. He hurls sand back at the assassin, who ducks it. The assassin twists behind him, then puts a blade to his neck. Title: Assassin's Creed, Mirage. In a realm of shadows, the assassin looks up from the nobleman. Wreathed in grey smoke, a ghoulish creature stares back at him.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, coming 2023.
The world of Avatar that James Cameron and his team at Lightstone brought to life is epic in so many ways. It's brimming with life, it's bioluminescent at night, and it's majestic in scale as it is rich in details. As the world of Avatar is so different from anything we've done before, we had to do some major upgrades and big improvements to our engine. In the past, Snowdrop allowed us to build amazing cities, but to capture the natural beauty of Pandora, we needed to push Snowdrop even further. We have created the Pandora that you can experience from the deep, dense jungles on the ground to the grand vistas high up in the skies.
So with Snowdrop, using the microdetail system, we can propagate thousands of assets in one frame. This allows us to have a lot more highly detailed environment for Pandora.
For the game, we created a varied amount of vegetation using automated placement, and this is significantly more objects than we ever had before. So by moving visibility testing to the GPU, we can now process way more objects per frame.
So the advantage of Snowdrop is that it can handle quite complex shaders. To add more life to the vegetation of Pandora, we created many interactive shaders that can be affected by the player, from real-time wind simulations and interactions to intelligent plants reacting to your presence.
We don't just explore jungles on the ground, we also get to fly our bunch. So we added a new volumetric cloud system in Snowdrop to improve the visual quality of our sky.
With ray tracing, we can now illuminate Pandora in a way we never could before. This way we can have real light reflect from the emission and the bioluminescence coming out from the plants, making Pandora more vibrant and more realistic.
Real-time ray tracing allows us to greatly improve lighting in our game. Ray-traced global illumination and reflections make our game appear more naturally lit and more photorealistic, even when there are dynamic objects, dynamic weather, or time of day.
The different activities that NPCs can perform in the world and the different animations they have can make the world feel really alive. So for Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, we wanted to take this one step further and created a system where our NPCs understand the state of the world. For example, weather, player progression, or time of day.
The teams at Ubisoft have done a fantastic job improving Snowdrop. In every project we do, we push the engine further. But Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is without a doubt the biggest leap we've made so far. And we believe it will provide our players with a truly immersive Avatar experience on the new generation of hardware.
I thought I was done with this life, but I suppose that's not my privilege to possess. Some skill sets are a curse. Maybe someday I'll find the peace in that. Sadly, today is not that day. I hope tomorrow is different.
Stand the fuck back. It's hammer time. Oh, God!
This way for the happy ending.
Jimmy? Humanity's survival depends on the red gold pumping through my veins.
Well, sounds like you're the star of the show now.
This motherfucker! Oh shit. Boom! Gods and whiskey! I will not have this devil in my house!
Gosh, this is beyond insane.
I speak now to those who heed a darker call. Those bold enough to cross the line of sin for deeper knowledge, who follow an unquenchable yearning, born of blood and bone, to unlock the forbidden secrets and foulest black rituals, calling forth life from death.
My family, my soul.
To truly embrace this power, you must take it into the world. You will be shunned, scorned, marked as a living sacrifice to this profane knowledge. You will be a priest of Rathma, a necromancer. Not confront the darkness alone. We are the speakers of the dead, and the dead have no mercy.
Play it on Xbox Series X and S.
Child. My name is Frey Holland. I do not know how I got here. And all I want is to go home.
She is hell's spawn. How else did she survive in the corruption?
The people are afraid. They look to me in the council for hope that we cannot give them. But maybe you can.
Wherever I go turns to shit. It's always been this way.
Athia's all but lost. Everything that corruption touches.
It breaks. Yeah, I saw it up close.
It is you who trespassed on my land. You who set this battle in motion.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Lies! She dies!
As long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me. One who could surprise me. One who could even beat me. Yet all I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
Redfall used to look like it was straight out of a postcard. If I have to be stuck on an island full of vampires, I'm glad it's with y'all.
Some kind of collective consciousness.
Going up!
Let's finish this.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, you're up here improving. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dance inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight!
Training getting wound up, channeling your inner self and moving up and down. Crossing over past the bound, I'm on the time the clock and keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get tired on my knees, I got it digging it deep. I feel like I'm on the block, it really has got me. Actions are with the wind, no goodbyes. If you just let it get, I'm out in the scheming, right out in the dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here!
Let me have some fun!
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you wanna call me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny. My secret art!
Street Fighter 6.
Hello everyone! We are so happy and excited to finally show the new The Settlers and the work of our team. The Settlers is the culmination of all our efforts with a clear goal in mind, bringing the core values of the series to a modern game. We want to offer our veteran fans and new ones an iteration of a brand that has made a very unique mark among strategy games. The Settlers offers a deep infrastructure and economy gameplay, used to create and employ armies to ultimately defeat opponents in a map. This blend offers our players a special journey in every match, where they have to fine-tune their production capacity as well as control the flow of battles. The journey begins with a strong economy aspect. Players have to build up their bases, resource gathering, take care of infrastructure with road connections and process all of those materials in order to advance their settlements further. With the new unit class, the Engineer, they'll be able to construct buildings, claim new territory, survey for underground deposits, and interact with the map's landmarks. On each map, players will find landmarks which are key strategic points that they can take over, complete their requirements, and obtain rewards from. And they'll be able to defend those, as well as their bases, with their fully controllable military, support, and siege units. There's also a dash of trading, research, and food boosting, all of which increase the possibilities and the strategies that our players will be able to explore. The game also boasts 3 different game modes, including a very strong single-player campaign, multiplayer modes for players to fight in matchmaking with their friends or against AI, and also an onslaught mode, which will allow our strongest players to face very unique challenges.
In The Settlers, we bring players into a situation where their people are forced to leave their homes and end up in an unknown area of the world. That is where the trouble really begins, as a new conflict with ruthless bandits emerges for the Illari, the faction players follow in the campaign. When we developed the 3 factions, we wanted to ensure that each one of them feels different. We also wanted to ensure that none of them was ultimately superior. Each faction has strengths, but none of them have disadvantages. So players can pick whatever suits their playstyle best, and we invite them to explore these in the skirmish modes. Every faction has a unique identity. The Illari are craftsmen and builders. Their buildings are strong and sturdy, and their specialists find resources faster than anyone else. The Maru have lived in harmony with nature for a long time. They excel at trading and building defenses. The Yorn are fast and relentless attackers. They perceive everything as a challenge and are as harsh as the land they live on. Each faction has a unique unit that carries special gear and has stronger stats. The combat is closely connected to the economy. The better your economy, the larger your army. Each unit serves a specific purpose, and some even have special abilities and skills. But winning a fight is not only a question of numbers, but also highly depends on the mix of units you chose. We really want to give players the feeling that, on every map, they are not alone. The land has been occupied by bandits already, and safety is nowhere on the horizon. So the lands we tread on are dangerous, and the few allied settlements are like small havens that stand out of them. The feeling of a living world is strengthened by the many landmarks we have added. Players will tread on ancient lands, islands that have seen multiple ages of attempted civilization over the centuries. So the players often are not the first ones to settle there, and they will find out why. Every landmark comes with its own requirements, and players will be rewarded by completing them with additional goods, units, and journal entries that give them an insight into the background story. Most of these story elements will of course be explored in the campaign, as players take on the role of an envoy for the Illari. But the true challenge awaits in the skirmishes, where players can fight each other or relentless AI. We always wanted to give players the opportunity to personalize their experience, and we are happy that we were able to fit that goal into the framework of a modern game experience. As a result, players will be able to collect items that can alter different aspects of the game, from unique border stones up to buildings and more.
The new The Settlers is a friendly, fresh and welcoming game, an inviting place with vibrant colors and a simplified, realistic world. We would like to invite the players to a very immersive strategy game experience, taking them into a trip dive into an incredible rich world, a world full of detail and full of life. The players will discover a fantasy world. The game has no intention to be historical or geographical accurate, but a world which is larger than life, with iconic landscapes, 3 different engaged environments, and a large number of memorable landmarks. The Forgotten Lands was inspired by the Middle European countries with their crystal lakes and waterfalls. A strong palette rich in warm green tones, a must-have classical Cellar environment. With the Cursed Lands, we'd like to bring the players to the warm south, moving the palette to the yellows, orange and olive tones. We focus our references here to the Brazilian dry land called Caatinga, as well as Samoa, Fiji and the Pacific Islands with their paradisiac beaches. The Veiled Islands is a foggy, cooler, rainy environment. Players will find dark forests, swampy areas and mystical places, and a palette variety between cool greys and blues, a sharp geology and a strong Scandinavian feeling. In order to create a unique world and inspire us to design the 3 different factions in the game, we dig into different references of the nature. We use trees, mushrooms, flowers, animal patterns, termite houses, and creatures of the ocean. We wanted to create a diverse world, a world where man and woman perform the same jobs without distinction. What defines the factions in the Cellars is their belonging to a specific cultural identity. It means a clothing manufacturing or architectural style, but definitely not the skin color. We will welcome the players into a diverse world with 3 different factions, ethnicity polarity, and a clear culture profile.
We hope you have enjoyed the work of our team and are as excited as us for the release of our game in March 17, 2022.